And we are back with some more of Teddy's Haven. Again, this is a very lovely game. There is something I've noticed, which is every time you restart, the cats you've collected disappear. The fae you've gathered around you disappear. I don't know if it changes much of anything else, but yep. And the cool thing is, our bag of storage has a whole bunch of stuff in it. Which is quite useful. Fortunately, we do need to make a little bit more profit before we have anything useful really go on. The other problem we have is we do have a loan out, and that will eat up some of our profit. We want the Order of Gardening. That will be our next big thing, and of course my audio went out again. So give me a second because you guys can hear the game, but I cannot. I believe the issue is that my headset just is not charging anymore, and I do not quite understand why. So this is one of the bear cubs that the family is mourning up there. I believe there is a second one. I don't know if it's the same one, but there is another one that is up there. I know it is something to do with developer, and not much beyond that. I'm intentionally avoiding looking into it. You know, just personal stance. I know they have a right to privacy, and that is for them. Although it would be nice if the waterfalls were not as deafening as they would be in real life. Like, I do like the realism that, yes, that would be as deafening as it would be in real life. It's not something I want to have to deal with. Yeah, I figured I didn't have this. I think, technically, because we saved and loaded, I get a second one of these, so goody. I don't think there's any other creatures for me to speak to at this moment. We're gonna move this up here because using this to gain an extreme amount of resources is absolutely good logic. Even though you can do all of it on your own, saving time is absolutely the best. Oh, I mustn't have clicked it hard enough. Also, you can open the windows even to things like rooms that aren't currently connected. Okay. Wait for the boom. There we go. It is absolutely amazing that I can just move this and keep basically forcing the collection. I believe at a certain point, though, I will have this sitting somewhere, and I will hook up a garden to it. I feel like that would be quite useful. I don't think there's a lot of resources there, but doesn't hurt. Let's see. Boom. Okay. I wonder if I can use it to force these done. I don't think so, but yeah. Gooseberries and stone. Okay. We want to do order of gardening. Ooh, sorry. And the main reason we want to do the order of gardening is because we can come down to crafting, purchase 2 of those, and that. And I have to remember not to put them there. Like, it sounds silly, but that is actually a terrible place for them, because the little slimes show up. And then our wand. Oh, something that they don't tell you. R is to get rid of the wand. It took me a minute to figure that one out. Hi, you can stay here. That is good enough. Now, 3 days, I will have some fresh ember leaf. I do warn everybody, we have a thunderstorm in my area, so there is the ever so slight possibility that I lose power, and if that happens, yeah, there's not much I can do about it. Everything, and I think the only thing I want to do is expand after this. The extractor is probably going to be my next major purchase, only because it allows you to make custom vegetables. Those custom vegetables are really useful for making right. It's easier to type seed than it is to try to find it. The other thing is, by doing that, I'm going to end up with vegetables that are exponentially better than anything I can buy. It's how the market works. Come on. Put you there. And bam. Woohoo! Still need to get the octopus to show up, but that is going to be on its own terms. Didn't know you could see their little town from there. Yep, out of boundium, pink unicorn. Your standard things. Now, I did spend most of the money I made today getting those, so when I come here and sleep, yep, we are going to go get the other things. Also, I am going to do that because it is important. Fruit, got a bit of that jam. Go back to fruit. And we are going to make all of this. Now we are not making the peach jam, only because right now we have quite a bit of excess. But we are also out of other jams, so that's why we're doing this way specifically. Let's activate that, just so that it goes off while we're working. Is go to the ores and see which ones I haven't gotten. I believe it's the green and the black. Do that. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. I believe what I want to do is put this back over here. At least for right that instant. Oh, here comes the rain. Yeah, I don't see any guests coming to talk with us. We're gonna go out, grab our ram, and move on. The other thing I haven't seen is the white dragon or the giraffe. You guys have no clue what I'm talking about, but they are weird things you see here. Oh, rainbow. You gotta go deal with that. Which is kind of funny, seeing as I have a thunderstorm in my area. And if it was sunny, we'd be getting a rainbow, but unfortunately it is not. It is dark, it is thunderstorming, and we've been informed that there could be a tornado, but where I live, that's not the most insane I've heard. Like, no one's trying to hand me ruby slippers or anything, so I should be fine. The fact that this works is kind of silly, but I love it. It's like one of the most important parts to a smaller game is that people don't give it a hard time for being a smaller game. Like, at the end of the day, I think this is made by one man. And I think we could be nice about it. Now, I don't remember what's at the end of the rainbow. I think it is out of boundium. But there is an easy way to find out, which is to go out of bounds and check. I do hear that this whole, like, when you get zipline set up, this whole trip is actually not as bad, but then again, I try not to make this trip that often. Also, let me see if I can get an extra 1,000, because we did technically load a save. Oh, gosh. Okay. Mountain first, out of boundium second. I absolutely should have brought the auto harvester, but then I'd have to drag it all the way back, and I'm not really feeling like that's what I want to do today. Now, hypothetically, if this does work for getting the extra 1,000 credits, this could be exploited. I will prefer not to do it as an exploit. Like, don't get me wrong, I will take advantage of it every time I naturally load to save, but I will not be doing some save scumming just to get it. Okay, fell through. And now I'm back on. And so that is one of the main things you have to worry about over here is it's very easy to fall through stuff. Is that another one at the other end? Okay. After I try to collect that and see what it's worth, I will debate going to the other side of the rainbow, because that is just obnoxiously far away. Come on. I had no problem with this last time. I know, I started on the wrong side of the mountain. Forgive me. There we go. maybe I can get over. I can get over it. There we go. Other side is a little nicer for climbing. See? Not perfect, but hey. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna check out the rainbow. Let's see. Nope. Don't think I got it. Oh. Okay, that is cool. I would not recommend save scumming it because it, you know, it's not a good look. And even the whole not a good look, it's you know, the game's fun. It's silly. I'm floating through the sky next to a giant crystal, checking for the out of boundsium at the end of the rainbow. Like, you don't get much more relaxed, not taking itself too serious than this. I don't even know, like, this could be one hit and is done, and I will laugh hysterically. 3. Okay. This looks like it is a decent sized node, but I can literally get more just by... Oop. Okay, can't interact with rainbow, because that was the thing I was interested in. I'm not going to bother going to the other side. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Shelving will be the moment of the day. It does add corners. I don't use them, but shelving's right. Shelving is what makes the world go round. I do need to make sure I grab some extra apples. And because I'm not going out of my way to do this. I will go this way. Royal peaches, I have a bunch of, so I'm not too worried about them. Let's get the day started. I'm also not going to worry about expanding my garden just yet. Useful later, not useful this very instant. The bees, however, are absolutely useful. Not just because they give you honey, but because said honey could then be used to make spirits. I have to remember not to replace that as soon as it's done because I do not want pre-bought produce on my shelves. Just does not help me in the least bit. Still want to know how to open that ring. Here is our dinosaur. And swoop. Just figured I'd show that off, because most people will try to get something from him, and you'll get nothing. I don't know if that symbol means anything, or how to change it, or if it is worth anything. But it is something to keep an eye on. The toys are cute, but again, it's mostly just display kind of stuff. Like, it's not actually useful. Right, paintings. So the other reason I'm waiting to, like, get more space, even though I do have quite a bit of stuff going on, is I want the new shelves, because the new shelves are, I think, 4 stacks tall, which are absolutely useful. Sell something. There we go. I don't think we get more shelves for a little while. Order gardening, I have to wait till 13. Shelving is 15. But now I can go to displays and... yeah. Now why this isn't better balanced, I don't know. But it is what it is. I'm doing exponentially better than I was. And yes, it is partially due to the fact that I got those very semi-cheaty free money, basically. Okay, yellow is right now the one to beat. And there we go. I still find it a little odd that I'm getting bagging experience, even though I'm not the one bagging stuff, but hey.
I'm free! God, it's so...
Oop. Produce. Everything that's mine. I think I'm gonna hold off on the eggs, even though I think they're just a direct sell item. I don't think you can actually do anything with them, at least not that I've seen. Oof. Yeah. I am absolutely gonna have to increase my metal conversion. But the other thing I'm gonna do is make it so I can start making alcohol, because it's worth a pretty penny. If I get another 200 before the day's out, I will get another smelter dragon. Especially because, where is it? Refining right now is nowhere near where I want it to be. Yeah, because once refining is nice and well off, that's when my profit margins are going to be a bit bigger. And yes, I do know that I can convert the wool into stuff as well. I am not quite worried about that at this exact moment. Only because, given what I know, it'll take me just as long to deal with it. Also, I'm pretty sure I have to come here. Yep. Refine Manasite. Refine Manasite. Okay. That's easy enough to fix, especially since no one's here. I put all that back in my inventory. I can do that. Over here, go to ore. Grab that. Go there, put that there, and now... Whoop. Yeah, dark shards. Absolutely useful. Sorry, I have some One Piece stuck in my head. Just NerdCubed was talking about it in a thing I was watching, and yeah. 500 stone, yep, that's easy enough. Teleport home. Sleep through the night. Start day 7 of spring. Let's see. Oh. I don't think I can get to him in time, but I'm gonna try. I have heard you can technically get to him if you have the zip lines. They make you move fast enough to just barely talk to him. yeah, I feel like the zip lines must move you really quickly if you're able to catch up to him. Also, floating island's nowhere to be seen. Is he the floating island? This is going to be either very easy to catch up to him eventually, or exceedingly difficult. The biggest problem I have is I have no idea if he disappears. Like, if he just goes, beneath the game field, I'm done. Can't get him. Also, I'm not liking that I'm moving slow here. Why am I moving so slow? Come on. You can do it. Like, I get that this seems to be a way to prevent you from getting to him, but I'm going to try. As you can tell, I don't take the game super seriously, except for the coziness. The coziness is absolutely the most serious part about this, but everything else, not so much. Okay, so he's over here. I have no idea if he's just like going off the map or what. It does worry me that I'm slowing down. I believe maybe next time I should stay on the water surface. Okay. Again, don't think I'm going to catch up to him in time. If he goes over those in the far distance, I won't be able to catch up. Oh, so I don't even know if I'm moving faster than him. Now, if the game had the ability to set up teleporters, that absolutely would mean I'd be able to catch up. I do also hear that there is a second version of him that goes around the back of the islands, but I'm not sure. Yes, this is so entertaining. Me just staring at a giant rock creature in the distance, attempting to catch up to it even though I am definitely not moving anywhere near quick enough. Yeah, I think he's gonna fade into the distance before I can get to him. Okay. Yep. We're giving up the pursuit. Oh. You've reached this. You can go farming. Yep. Don't remember if I put anything in that. It fell very quickly, though. Yeah, I didn't. That bothers me. So the green is the most worthless. The black one is the most valuable. That's normally what happens with that one. I feel like I'm missing one. Ember. I'm definitely losing my mind, but it is what it is. Almost there with refining. If we can finish the day adding a bunch more refineries, I will be able to up my capabilities. We want to go to 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if 15 is the number, but yeah, it's exactly 15. And then we are going to do the smart thing and take the peaches, which are considerably one of our most valuable products, and make liquor from it. Because not always, but very often, it is the most valuable thing I can put on the shelves. Also, let me go get my RAM bonus. Then on my way back, I will take care of the peach trees because they do need a bit of pruning, make sure that we are able to have plenty of peaches. Because you think you have a lot until you don't. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, 1 RAM acquired. Hi, Keycat. I will let you stay at your home for now because every time I keep moving you over, you keep getting sent back. It is funny. I always recommend checking for the creatures to show up, just because, or sorry, check before you even go into your shop, and you do that because if you go into your shop and then you decide to, say, hit the automatic gatherer, it uses your current values to do the gather. And right now, case in point, I get 2 peaches per peach tree. Or per peach that I knock out of the tree, plus the one from the tree itself. Which is nice. But if I have the upgrade, because I've got the bonus, I will be pulling 5 per peach plus 5 per tree, which means I go from 8 to 20. So, you know, if you've got that bonus and then you accidentally activate it before you talk to any of the critters, you basically waste the bonus. So I try to remember to do that as often as I can, mostly because I forget to hit the automated thing anyway, so it's not like I'm intentionally not doing it, it's just forgetting, that's all. Grab a bunch of Emberberry. Hi, Pink Unicorn. And then, if I'm not mistaken, there's one more peach tree up on this island. Get our red fox fur. I still have no idea what the scales are used for. It doesn't say anything anywhere. But I like having them. I wish it was with a fish tank, because it'd be cool if I could just like get fish versions of everything. Since we know we're not getting any other bonuses, except maybe a cash bonus when the wizard gets here, we will pop that. Move the tower. Pop it again, and then move it to get some ore. Yes, I could manually get all this. No, I'm not fighting and doing that. Yes, I would get more experience if I did it manually. But when I was playing my little solo thing before, I ended up not gaining anything, no matter how high of a score I ended up getting for stuff, and that was just a bit off-putting. So blood. Ghost. Okay. Ghost. Go back. Fruit. I need Nightshade, because that's the one that's running low. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. store for the day. Because we don't really... So these are going to be fresh ember leaf coming out tomorrow. Other than that, don't really think of any other things I need. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so Star Pebble ore is the one I'm missing. And of course, I'm pretty sure I'm not making any Star Pebble ore right this instant. So that's going to be a bit of a oof. Okay, level 9 before I get the next one of those. I believe the next thing I'm going to need is the produce displays, because that is used for, like they have a triple shelf version of that, which is really convenient. And I believe they have a double shelf, but the triple just hands above the rest, especially because when you enter here, while it does change later, you have 3 seeds, so 1 for each shelf. Thank you. We leveled up. I can't remember what that actually gives us access to. Turtle toys. I'm sure someone reading this can kind of figure that out. Pay that bill. And then I'm gonna need another ore thing because I'm running low on certain stuff. And while I will admit that the getting any of the other upgrades, like more beehives, more distillery, would technically be better. Having the ability to do half the metal one day, half the metal the other day is absolutely useful, and it also quickly helps me build up to, where is it? Refining level 5. Once I hit refining level 5, everything doubles, which makes things so much more convenient to work with. Ten lunar crystals. Don't have that right now. I believe the other one's gonna ask for, I believe it's the, like, water, like, crystals. Detective magic, blue, sky shards. Works for me because I don't have to refine them. And if I'm not mistaken, it will make it so that more people show up, and when more people show up, we sell more. We sell more, we make more money. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, right now we are a small but mighty little shop. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for the 800. Specifically because this will let me do special plants. Cheese is a cool thing, but there's only one type of milk to turn into one type of cheese, so doesn't really give me more options. And if cheese isn't worth a lot, it's basically a dead-end option. Come on, pay him. Thank you. Got enough storage. Out of Boundium because, while not always, it is very possible to be one of the more profitable materials. Come here to upgrades. The product display 350 is not that bad. I don't know if I'm gonna make it tonight based off of like the value of these items, but it could be a possibility. Daggers. Daggers fine. Probably will eventually need to get more weapons and stuff like that. Just a little bit short. Okay. Well, start the next day without too much hassle. We're already further than I was in my single player. Not timeline was, but with product quality wise. Because I did the smart thing here, and instead of just assuming that everything was going to work out, I worked to make everything work out. I also avoided spending money on materials. Produce to sell, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be quite a bit. Now I could intentionally edit those, but the fresh is absolutely worth just keeping around. So we're going to do out of boundium. I'm going to intentionally come to crafting and get one of those. We're going to come down here and go boop, boop, boop. I'm going to make another 20 and get the other one before the day's out. Which is actually easy enough. Oof. There we go. Ores we want to grab. I know that one is going low. That yellow, I don't think I have any of the black though. Ooh, I do just barely. Anything else that's running low? I guess pebble. We're alright. Oh, red. Red. I can do today. Oh, so close. Go to fruit. So that. I'm sorry. Did that just act like I ran out? I shouldn't. That shouldn't be something I should be worried about. Put that there. I'm not running back home, just teleport. Now we run back out to it. Go there. Okay, I'm gonna bring this with us, only so that I can try and warp back with it. Hey, buddy. I need my daily bonus. I know he does have stories to tell, and I believe they are references to a whole bunch of things. But if you want to catch the references, get the game for yourself. It's, at least last I checked, it wasn't really expensive. The price could have changed. It could have been on sale when I got it. Honestly, I don't remember. But I do know that it's a very relaxed, a very cozy game that you really can't go wrong with. We need more of that. More of that. More of that, and more of that. You know what, it almost looks like the storm has already passed, so it'd be nice. Actually, we need 15, so we're not quite there yet. But I will make some honey glow shards. Let's open for the day so I can make the money I need in order to get my last seedling. See, that's one of the things I really like about this game is it's, as far as I can tell, impossible to soft lock yourself. Because even if you've spent the entire time only doing weapons you bought in the book, you can literally go outside, pick some berries, pick some fruit, pick whatever, and you will have what you need to get started. I think we want to make a blood alcohol. I feel like it could be a good opportunity. We're also going to wait. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Now we have the entire set. I'm also going to come to displays and get a double tall shelf. And we're going to put our royal alcohol here. Actually, we do a smart thing, at least for this instance? Put it there. So people are paying, what, $10, $19 for this, and they're actually paying more for the jam. So, believe it or not, making the booze is less profitable. I've never seen that before, but it makes sense. Not everyone wants booze. I am gonna need to swap these out though for a bigger shelf. Pay the big bill, pay the little bill. And then at 200, we'll pay everyone else's salaries. And we will be golden. Sorry about that. Had to take a sip of water. Bagging, level 10. Alright, pay all the bills. Then we'll hit 100. I'll put shelves on this side. And then I will start transferring those over. Empty crate. So this is quite literally, as far as I'm aware, the fastest way to get all this stuff moved. You take one. And everything just kind of starts moving. And then we're going to come over here. Even if we don't have anything on it, we'll go there. Take this, go there. Take this. There. You eventually can be cheese. And all you gotta do is basically play opposite day here. The thing I want to do is go to fruit. Alright, got that out. Good. That's the same. Do not have that out. Stock it myself. And I've already got that out. Now if I go to fruit, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So which one am I missing? I've got the fruit. Is it ghost? right there. That's how you tell. Because you can see, when you do that, which ones you have and which ones you don't. Forgot that's a thing. And I'm going to remove all of this once I start getting the jams moving better. The red spirit's going to go right there. And I will probably be very cautious, I guess the term would be, with how I'm going to handle the rest of this. So all this unlocks is pumpkins. Not quite doing weapons yet. I believe this unlocks like cat items, which are adorable, but not quite what I'm looking to do yet. And I think we will get our second cashier. Gonna put them right there, and what we're gonna do is move you kind of like what I did with my, actually, I think what I'm gonna do, shift you guys to being like checkout lanes, like proper checkout lanes. You know, nothing too crazy, but we can, why not? Let me see. Oh! Huh? Huh. I'm generally confused, because I could have swore you got the lettuce with the thing, but at the end of the day, it doesn't quite matter, because oh, forgot they have different times. But oh, how did I miss you? This is one of those things where I'm going to be annoyed with myself because I missed something massive. Quite literally, giant turtle. Giant turtle. If I proceed to the next day, he will disappear. And it makes me sad because I forget what bonus he has, but I think his bonus is only shop related, so I've already wasted it. Hi, yep. Yeah, 15% profit. Ah. No. Okay. I'm going to bed before I have an existential breakdown. Cool, it's raining out. You're gonna go in here. Go there. And from there, pay off our bills. Right, because it's raining. It doesn't mean we're already taken care of. Because they are self-contained. Now what it does mean is I should get the bonus for the guy who lives in the actual river over here. Plus my ground-based turtle. You know, unlike my space-based turtle. Yeah, because that makes sense. Ooh, away we go. Oh. And as you can tell by the fact that he pops up every time it's raining, I did not always know that the turtle gave the bonus every time you visited him. So I missed the first couple rains when I had first started playing. So that's 15, and I believe this is another 15. Okay, 10. So that's 25% profit. With 2 of them, only just matched the one I missed. And that's not accounting for the fact that it was stacked on top of the other 10%. Okay. Pebble? I'm really out of pebble. Okay. Now I am getting 2 for these, so I will only do 2 of the pebble, because that brings me up to 4. Okay, since I have a little bit more of these, I will do this now that I get doubled. Crystals, volume, and we want to do dark. Blood, which as you can see is already doing quite well. And is technically far better than this, only because this is a lot easier to make at a constant. Honey. It's very easy to forget that these berries take a lot to make basically anything. And now I go to fruit, let's see which one is low. Okay, so technically peach, I
the peach, ghosteberry, apple, and I guess blood? It's not a perfect system, and it's going to get a lot more complicated when the other season changes over, but until then, we're just going to work with what we got. Okay. So those are almost ready. You're gonna process a few things. I think for right now... Oh, my bills are paid off. That is actually useful because that means I can get more crafting stuff. The problem is, I don't really know what I want. Like, it sounds, great, but realistically, it's not. More items is absolutely great when you have the space set up. When you don't, it's just, well, space. Oof. See, double display. Which doesn't make sense, because you're paying $40 for 2 of these. That never makes sense. That does, because you actually save. Well, no, it doesn't. But it does condense your space, which I would consider to be a valuable thing instead of losing space doubling up. Okay, let's get this day started. And as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that I'm gonna have to like do buybacks on. So let me go grab some crystals while I've got it. And no, maybe I am not talking about, grabbing you. That would be inappropriate. We're going to grab the ones that we actually have need of. And that are not sentient. Okay. Honestly, that feels like that is enough for those shards. Not check my obelisk. Okay, that has cleared the area. I believe I'm mostly on the up, up. You see what I mean? The rooms exist, they're just not connected. I don't know about the second story though. Bunch of geese. third slot, but for now, do that. And do that. Since we now have enough money for the next slot, let's go down, grab it. You can unlock more, like, slots, but they feel more, they don't feel like they're bigger, they just feel like they are different ways of dressing up that you already have. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because it just kind of feels like, you know, just playing make-believe a bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm already playing a video game, which is playing make-believe with a lot of extra steps. But still. I do like that the clouds tell you when you've mixed stuff. Some more bees. I found one of the best ratios to be 6 of these to 2 breweries. Not because of a specific actual thing, but because it comfortably gives me a little extra honey to work with. There we go. I believe the next thing we need to do is start getting the crystallization ability, because that will let me crystallize the essence, or sorry, the crystals. With that, I will be able to do quite a bit. Not really anything too crazy, but what it will do is give me another product to sell that I can relatively consistently acquire. Okay, cat, you mind coming over here for now? There you go. Just so anyone's stepping on you. Oh, it's funny. Now, the really funny thing is, in my solo play, I didn't think about this being like a thing you would get a achievement for. And I was clicking this, and I think like either the first or second time I popped this, I ended up getting the Nat 20 achievement, and that was just really funny to me. Okay, it is 3 and 3. I'm gonna save up and do my next expansion. as you can see, more and more people show up as you expand, and as you get more of these type of products, where you're making just direct cash, you end up with a lot of extra stuff. That sounded like a meteorite hit, so I can go get that crystal real quick. Yep, shiny rocks. Like, if I put an obelisk over here, I can just push a button, but it's also very expensive. Especially when you can move the obelisks, which, again, I did not think would be a thing. Thank you, developer, that you didn't have to make that a thing. You could have locked that down. I'm so happy you didn't. It makes life so much nicer. Like, it's a quality of life thing that doesn't even feel like it's an intended quality of life thing, and I'm fine with that. Okay, were you my last clientele for the day? Yes, you were. Save, make sure that anything and everything that needs to be prepped for tomorrow is prepped. It does look that way. Let's go start the next day. Oh, that's funny. Let me... Go to bed, yes. Spring, day 10. Okay, no one there. Hi, buddy. And that's one of the reasons why I check before I activate things, because I believe he gives you mining bonus. I don't think there's any other ones that are here at this moment, so we're gonna go grab our ram, talk to our buddy, and then we're going to activate our little thing that makes everything kind of just work. But watch, see? Just immediately so much more resources became available. Hello, friend. Oof. Hi. Okay. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is nothing that updates or upgrades how much RAM you get from the computer. It's such an old system. Okay, we're home. Hi. Open the door. Pop that. Should give me a bunch of... Yeah, there we go. Bunch of that. crystal. Dark. That. The next one's gonna go seed. Let's see. Sorry about that. My wife had something she wanted to let me know. She was kind enough to bring me a drink for the end of my stream. Are any of these running low? Yellow, man, and green. Yellow, man, green. Green, yellow, man. Not pebble. Star. Which reminds me, I have to go pick my honey up in front of the shop. Bees. Okay, so we've done red, we've done pink, we've done blue. I guess we'll do white. I have had in the past where like a really useless product was worth a whole lot when turned into a specific recipe. However, I'm not sure if having more products means having more customers. I don't think it does. So theoretically, I could min-max it and just try to go for, you know, whatever's the best at the time. So yeah, see? It's not the cheapest, but it's cheaper than most. And yet, right now, it is coming out on top. What's the... So that is the cheapest. That may also be worth a lot more. What I'm hoping to see from this game is eventually the value of product increases if it is like out of season, basically. Like, oh, you couldn't get this otherwise. it'd be great if that gave a bonus. I believe the sky drop is something that will run out quite quickly. The Azul, yeah, you can already see it's running out. But most of these will not survive the weather changeover. What'll end up happening is I will keep them on the shelf for as long as I can. I'll cycle in some new things, but what I'll do is try to have everything out all at once, which is not a great thing to try. But it's something I'm gonna do. And hopefully by doing, I will have a whole bunch of different objects that I can sell that, you know, look nice. Still no idea what to do with the scales. Like, they feel like the kind of thing that you'd want to process, but I don't know where to process them. I'll probably have to look it up after this stream and see, you know, what's going on with that. Also, let me check apples. 600, nice. Not enough though. Whee! Gotta set this off. Is that everything planted? Okay, yes. Set off that, and then get my customers. I do find it funny that there's just like glitchy items on sale and nobody questions it. Everyone's like, yeah, that seems like a normal plant. There is no way that could be dangerous. Order gardening, level 13. That's when things kind of go off the rails. Like, I just unlocked that in my solo player, or my non-streamed version. It's funny, since I started streaming it, I have not used. But, yeah, I unlocked it and was immediately overwhelmed by the fact that there were so many more things I could do. also get more farming plots, but there will just be a point where it will make sense to keep going. And what I'll do is shift everything down and start deleting stuff, because selling the berries on their own, it's a bit of a waste of time. Not just because they're priced so low, but because with them being priced that low, you end up selling through your normal berries, and then by another season, you have nothing to stock for it. And you can't make jams or liquor or anything because you've already used it all. I have not seen the next level of produce shelves, so I'm going to go here. Come down to produce displays. Let's see what the new produce displays look like. Absolutely useless. Like, sure, it kind of looks nice, but not really. I wondered if they're a level 3 produce display. Yes, there's a level 3 produce display. I know at some point they start giving you stuff that just looks nicer. Check my loom. So 12. One more day. Still can't believe I ran out. You know it's a cheap material, but still. It'd be nice if when you refine them into ingots, you can use them to craft weapons, or you can use them to get deals on weapons from your weaponsmith or summoning book, because that would be great. It would give you a reason to spend a coin on product. It would also give you a reason to say, oh, I can sell these for 22 in my shop, but if I sell directly to the weaponsmith, I'll be selling them at 20 a piece, which isn't great, but he will give me, you know, these specialty weapons that I can sell at whatever price. Because this little medieval fantasy thing, it hits a little closer to home when stuff actually, like, adds up. If that makes sense. Like, right now, people are literally warping in here to buy my products. But, like, they're not using it for anything, I guess. Like, I get selling the jams and all that. Most people aren't going to do anything with them, and it's not likely people are going to resell them if you can come through the portal. But still. Let's see. I'm going to do what I was doing on my solo and making a nice size rock garden. Made of all the shiny rocks. That's great. And because it goes straight into the inventory, I don't have to worry. Which is nice. Little globe. Again, this is just a very comfy game. And it looks like I'm gonna have to increase my spirits production to keep up, but I'm not gonna do that until I do my inspection because $14 is quite a bit. Pay that back. And I will intentionally do that because then I can go expand, take the extra loan, even though I shouldn't, and expand. And now I will have quite a bit of debt to deal with, but at least for the exact instance that this is, gotta go here, here, here. Thank you. Put you there. Thank you. I'm not gonna move you just yet because we want to take these and move them over. There we go. Well, it's not super useful, but it's there. Interior. Like, it'll be cool if I start putting like dividers in and sectioning off areas for specific products, but I feel like I'm not going to end up doing that. I'm just going to make it an open floor plan. Crafting. tractor. And while it is absolutely not necessary, I'm going to do that so I can do a little bit more of them all at once. And yes, I did pick up a bunch of debt, but I can pay it off relatively quickly now that I've done a double expansion on the shop. Like, it sounds silly, but each expansion brings in more customers, and each that will, in essence, just take everything to an entirely new area. Okay, you go here. And we want to box this up. And we're going to toss it in there. Gather as much of the cash as I can. Increase my memory count. Produce. Have a glitch leaf out. But as you can see, normal stuff. Like $3 increase on it. That is my alarm letting me know that I do need to call it, but we will go for a couple seconds more. Only so I can get stuff set up properly. But yeah, Out of Boundium does some interesting things with fruits and veggies. So we did earth and leaf. So we did bud, and then we want seed. We want the carrots. I believe we want them to be the dark cow kind. Ooh. I cannot speak for the life of me right now. And then I need dark in order to get them going. And let's check our crystals. And I think we're going to do the loon, which is the light crystals for this one. That will become loon when that becomes available. We will get them. There we go. Gonna grab our fruit. Ghost berry. Set market. Done Azul, we need to do Skydrop. Actually, let's do some green apples. It might sound silly, but the green apple alcohol always looked interesting. I don't know if I'd ever enjoy that in real life, because I'm not a big fan of alcoholic beverages in real life, but if it's from a magical land, I think I'd be at least willing to give it a shot. Refine this. Refine that. Are any of these lower? Boom. Pebbles nice and high. I think we're gonna do that. And again, we are shutting down for the night. I'm just loading up my stuff. And I will go get my RAM before I exit, just because as tedious as it is, it gives me a second RAM by doing it in this order. Also, before I gather, just check, make sure no one's out and about waiting for me. Click that and go. Talk to our buddy Turtle. Yep. We say nice things. We go here. We get RAM. Teleport home and watch as our little Fae buddy runs inside to drop off the RAM. I think I might be burying shells in the walls. What could have guessed? Alright, everyone. Good night. I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Goodbye.